right, guys, come on in. Welcome to the Chunky Knit Craze. Just really quick, I wanted to come on to let you guys know that I'm changing up my flavor a little bit over here at the Chunky Knit Craze, where I'm moving to the loom. So since about Wednesday, I've been using my fingers and nothing else. But for this next blanket, I want to use the loom because I miss it. Not because it's my favorite. I've had people ask me which one would I prefer. I just prefer chunky knitting. I prefer chunky knitting all day long when I can. I don't have a preference. I'd rather it be the loom or with my fingers. For my stitching styles, it may require me to have to use my fingers. It's definitely for my patterns, I prefer to use my fingers and no loom. So I wanted to come on, let you all see that the Chunky Chick is looming. I'm looming for this next one. I started with the green, and after 5 inches, I changed to the white. I'll show you all about the change because we'll need to go to this orangey marigold type color. If you hear snoring, don't worry about it. That's Coakley Bear laying on the couch. He just got in from the grass field for picking grass for our sweetgrass baskets. We just do a lot over here in this house with our hands. Very crafty. All right, so you'll see. So it kind of like starting backwards. I'm going to lift off the loom, take the working yarn. This tail is called the working yarn. And I'm going to tuck it under that loop that I just took off of the peg. And then I'm going to fold over the loop I just created. And I'm giving it a tug. Again, lifting off of the loom. Tucking in the next piece of working yarn. And then I'm putting it over. And I'm giving it a tug. Now, those who have been looming longer than I have been will probably say that you always go back and check for those slip knots. Probably say that I'm pulling or cinching a little bit too hard. I'm a tight knitter, so there's nothing I can do about that. I'm going to pull. I'm going to pull because I like my stuff secure, and I don't like a lot of gaps in my blanket. So I'm going to pull. Here we go. And we'll talk about this end piece right now because, again, I'm starting this video a little behind the ball. So we're at the end. For those who are wanting to know, and you're like, what do we do with this part here? We call it a drop stitch. So instead of knitting it, we're just going to lift this up a little bit and take our working yarn and wrap it around and push it back down. You're not going to knit your ends. If you are doing regular knitting with your fingers, you would do a drop stitch method. And so on a loom, this is the drop stitch method. So you lift it a little bit, take your working yarn, wrap it, and then you start back stitching just like what you saw. Lift it over, push the working yarn through, fold it, cinch it. Again, lift it off, make another loop, fold it over, cinch it. Off, tuck that working yarn in, make that loop, put it back over the peg, cinch it. Lift, off, take working yarn, push it through, wrap it back on that peg, and cinch it. Take it off, put the working yarn through, put the new loop through the peg or over the peg, cinch it. Current loop off the peg, working yarn through that loop, make yourself another loop, fold it over the peg, cinch it. Loop off the peg, working yarn through that loop to create another loop. Take that loop and put it on the peg, cinch it. Do it a couple more times. Off, loop, over the peg, cinch it. Off, through the loop, over the peg, and cinch it. Okay? Do it again. Off, through the loop, over the peg, cinch it. All right, guys, it's time for a color change. So I want to show you how we're going to do that. We're going to start with right here at our end. I'm going to cut as close as I possibly can. Okay, and we're going to now add this orangey marigold color. But before I do that, I want to make sure you know this is a scary part for a lot of people. A lot of people, meaning me too, because we're talking about that burn method. So I'm going to lift this end piece off so I'll have more room. And I'm going to make sure I clean the ends of both sides of the yarn that I'm going to attach. If you notice when I did a cut, I did it slant because I want more of that that little plastic piece within the yarn to show, so I can light that part on fire. Okay, and this part is the part that I'm talking about, that middle piece right there that you'll feel in that yarn. Okay, so I'm going to light it and join the two together, being very careful. That did not stay light long enough, so I'm going to do it again because I know that's not going to work. You can go to my YouTube page that talks about how to fuse or how to sew the yarn colors together. Again, this is not necessarily a tutorial on that. You want to be careful. I pinch, so when it's too hot, I can pull away, rub my fingers together a little bit when it's too hot. I'm going to fold that piece back on the peg. And just like we were doing before, we're going to wrap it around. But when you look at that video, I tell you do a tug test just to make sure. That's pretty solid. And now we're starting with our orange, that marigold. And you're going to do the same process. Lift, fold it, new loop, and cinch it. Lift it over the peg, push in the new loop, put it back over the peg, and cinch it. And now you can see that orange coming in. Pull up over the peg, put your new loop through, and cinch it. Over the peg, new loop through, back over the peg, cinch it. Pull it up off the peg, put your new loop through, put your new loop over the peg, and cinch it. All right, just take a look. I'm going to do several of them before I end this video. And always pull some yarn so you can give it some slack and it won't be so tight as you're working. All right, so pull up the loop that's on the peg, make a new loop, and fold it over your peg and cinch it, okay? Pull up the current loop, push through the working yarn and make a new loop, put it back over that peg and cinch it. Pull up the current loop, take your working yarn, push it through the loop to create a new loop, fold the new loop over the peg, cinch it. Up, in, over, cinch. Up, in, over, and cinch. Up, in. If it pops off, just push it back down. In, over, cinch. And now we're at the end, so we're going to wrap. Then we go up, in, for a new loop, over, cinch. Up, in, over, cinch. Up, in, over, cinch. Up, in, over, cinch. All right. My up, in, over, cinch. Woke up Coakley Bear, y'all. Okay. It's 10:34, baby. All right, guys. I want to show you where we're at. Take a look. Beautiful colors. So we have the green. Then we've got this ivory color. And now we're adding that marigold. So there we go. There we go. That's it for tonight. Take a look. Take a look. Absolutely beautiful. All right, y'all. This is real life with the chunky chick who loves the chunky knit.